International Heritage Festival, our mission is to explore our differences as well as to appreciate our similarities, and then to bring all kinds of different people together to celebrate and do that over and over again. Often we have heard people say that they do not see color. Though this is well intended, we're asking you to do the very opposite today. See color in all of its glory and beauty. Let's celebrate the mind, body, and soul figuratively and literally. Today, we're gonna meet several different musicians as well as artists throughout the city of Phoenix and abroad who have found a way to celebrate life through cultural inclusivity through the arts. So let's sit back, be bright, bold, and beautiful together and enjoy the Phoenix International Heritage Festival. Hi, this is the official proclamation from the Mayor's Office for the Phoenix International Heritage Festival. City of Phoenix Proclamation. Phoenix International Heritage Festival is a celebration of diverse culture found in Phoenix and abroad. The event is a gathering place for those seeking to appreciate our similarities while discovering what makes us unique. By displaying numerous cultures and ethnic groups, the festival is supporting local communities, schools, businesses, and organizations. This event is a rising star in our city, blossoming during the pandemic and growing into a live happening. The City of Phoenix is proud to have a festival that focuses on unifying all people under one umbrella. Thank you for highlighting all the various families that can be found in Phoenix. I encourage others to join us as we build stronger ties between the myriad of cultures represented these 2 days. Now, therefore, I, Kate Gallego, Mayor of the City of Phoenix, Arizona, in accordance with the law, do hereby proclaim April 9th through 10th, 2022 as Phoenix International Heritage Festival Weekend 2022 in the City of Phoenix, and urge all Phoenicians to join me in recognizing these important days. Thank you so much, Mayor Kate Gallego. This is very appreciated. And here to accept this prestigious proclamation are Jade and Nolan Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are all created to create something. Each of us has a gift in the area of creativity. Each of us has an art inside of us. All things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. If someone can get that idea in their heads, then they can understand the tragedy, they can understand the history, they can understand so many things and how it worked together to create who they are. There was a reason why these things happened to you the way they happened to you. We may not understand all of it, but we can begin to see that every experience that we have is really meant to be a stepping stone.
I haven't pulled this piece out for a while. I just thought I'd share it with you. And because I haven't seen this in a while and I've missed it. It feels good to be around it again. It gives me some comfort. Sometimes I have to put it away because it's just too much to look at. Because it was a lot of me and a lot of God. In my 20s, I was struggling with my MS. I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and I had problems with my spine and my sight. I had numb patches on my body, and so I'm in the workshop in that drawing, and God's winding my key, and I'm on a Phillips head screw, but instead of Phillips head, I have a cross in there. So, everything I do is because of God. He's got a mission for all of us. Us being here is a miracle. He knows who we are before we're born. This is the whole reason I'm an artist. It's not to make money or anything. I want to talk to people about love and God, and that's why I do my art.
If you think about Joseph in that respect, that he was thrown into a pit with his coat of many colors, when you think about what it took to get out of that pit, what it took to get from the pit to the palace, and that's what the reality is. Most of us don't have a delicate journey. When I became an adult and I went through hard things, hurtful things, painful things, I began to realize how much of what I said about myself mattered. The power of words. I was the project, the first project. And speaking life was really about me becoming better about speaking about my own life. I realized that I couldn't do anything for anyone else until I did that. When you begin to understand, you may have been homeless. You may have faced some identity crisis. You may have faced making some difficult decisions in your life. Those didn't come just because. And if you understand and you embrace the idea that all things work together for the good of those who love God, even if you can embrace the idea that you were created for the purpose of being loved, you can live a good life and you can help others. All of the things that are within us, all those experiences, they happen for a reason, for a purpose. It is about planting seeds, love, and kindness to speak life into people.
Yes, hi. Would you please tell me your name and a little bit about yourself?
My name is PIHFLIFE. I'm a professional football player. I was a professional football player, retired in 2016. I have 5 brothers, 6 sisters. My mom was born in Welch, Louisiana. My dad was born in Oklahoma. I'm the youngest out of all of them, and the biggest, and I have 2 kids.
What color are you today?
I am black today.
Okay. Why are you black today? Why do you feel black today?
I feel, okay, I would pick a brighter color. So I feel probably my favorite color today, red.
Okay. Why do you feel red? Why is that color speaking to you today?
Because I woke up kind of happier than I usually been, and red's a brighter color than black.
Okay. What are constants about Black culture that make you most proud?
The constant about Black culture is the side of Black culture that loves Black people. They're always not necessarily they see color like hate white people or anything, but they're stick to what they shop with each other. They promote Black stuff. They speak light to Black people and not evil and stuff like that. That's what I love about Black culture, that the people are in it, that 100%, that they stay in it. They speak love into people and not hate.
Is there one thing that stands out about Black culture you would change?
One thing that I would change would be the music. The music videos, because that, and some of the movies actually as well, because I feel like the music, people look up to those rappers and stuff like that. They want to emulate some of the things that they do when the rapper is not doing that themselves anymore. You know, they're talking about their past lives, how they made money, how they, stuff like that. But now that they're making, $1 million a month, they're not on the corner, doing everything that they say they're doing, that they're rapping in. And the kids are believing it, and then they're doing the same thing. And as far as the movies, it's like, the movies portray, majority of the movies portray black people in this light that they're drug dealers, they go to jail, and they're doing all that. They're single parents and stuff like that. So I think that's programming kids to think that way, that the only way to make it out of the hood is to be a drug dealer, go to jail, and that means you're a real N-word if you go to jail. And the movies are not portraying that the real N-word are the people that go to college, get a 4-year degree, and they take care of their kids.
My name is Nola, but they call me Nolo. I like hip-hop, but sometimes I don't see go. I rocked it all from Gorilla Polo. That's how I stay clean from my head to my toe. Don't you know how Dapper Dan is the man? I got connections from AZ to Japan, but my flows are straight African. My mommy is the queen, my daddy is the king. That's why I'm a prince in the making. I like math, I know 2 times 2 is 4. After homeschooling, straight running out the door to my trampoline. I flip, dip, dive, watch me do my thing. A little basketball, swim, and church. I stay close to God so I don't get hurt. You feeling my beats just like I'm Scott Storch. I keep the lights on when you standing on my porch. I meditate, read, and pray. Kofi is my dog and my little homie. My sister's got my heart, she's my BFF. FFFF. I'm winding down, there's not much left. Gotta pay homage to Grandmaster J. I give thanks every single day. I get to hang out with your friends and family.
You mentioned that you have biracial children. What is it like having biracial children?
I see it as having them being black kids. I let them know that, in the world today, that they're seen majority as black kids. They're not seen as mixed kids. Just because they're lighter color and, straighter hair, they're gonna still see that they're mixed and say they're black kids.
Okay. Because you have biracial children, does that mean you are not attracted to black women?
I'm attracted to black women. I just had a incident when I was in high school to where the woman I loved and wanted to marry was black, and she had passed away, and I just feel like that was the woman I wanted to marry, and I'm attracted to black women, but most my kids are white, and I'm also attracted to white women. I don't see color as yes or no on the person you love.
Okay. Do you have any specific cultural experiences that stand out that are unique to others?
I don't think I have any that are unique. I think I have a culture of, being in the church. My family loved to sing. We're a singing family. You clean up, you sing. You take a shower, you sing. Wash dishes. Everything you doing is singing. I don't think anything unique than any others. You know, a lot of church families, they love singing and believe in the word.
Tell me something about yourself most people do not know.
Most people don't know my grandparents are the PIHFLIFE. They're the one that sung the song "I'm Your Puppet."
Okay, that's amazing. What was it like growing up in a musical and multi-talented family?
It was different. My dad, like I said, he always sung. He thought he was a good singer. He had a deep voice like me, so and my cousins are the Charlos, Jamal and Jamel Charlos. They're professional boxers. They have belts right now. My other cousin is Mo Charlo. He played a little bit in the NFL, the NBA, and in overseas, and in the NBA D League. And I also played football. I have family that owns churches and have CDs out, and but just growing up, it was just a whole lot of talent in the family. My dad also ran track too. He ran track. It was just a blessing, knowing that you're so talented, and having a family like that just lets you know that you could also make it. You just gotta give the effort and keep your mind right. How did that family affect the culture around you? The culture around me, the family, I feel like it affected in a good way, because everybody in my family thought they could sing. Just so, it always skips a generation, because it skipped me. So it was good, seeing, because I also had family members that were close to my age that were doing, great things. So that was also good to see them, that they can make it out. When you can see somebody to make it out and how they make it out, it always drives you from being so close family members, because you always want to be, up there with, your family members that you see that are special and you love.
Absolutely. Is there one thing that stands out you would never change?
I would never change being African American right now, because I love being me. I wouldn't change it for the world. Even though it could be hard for people of my color, I just love being me, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
What do you want out of life?
What I want out of life, I just want to be happy. I want to see my kids be successful in whatever they do, and just be able to grow old, with my kids, and see them do whatever they love to do, and be a grandparent, and do for my, grandkids that everything their parents don't want me to do. You know how grandparents are. Don't feed them candy. The first thing they do right when they get to the door, feed them candy. I just want to grow old, grow happy, and see my kids be happy and do whatever they love to do.
What color is love?
Color is love. I think love is any color you want it to, but it's bright. I don't think love's a dark color. I think love, a color of a heart, can be any color, pink, red, yellow, as long as it's a light color and, bright. And I think that's the color of love.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is Maurice Purify. Today, our street culture crew is out and about in Arizona trying to see if people can finish these lines of famous songs. Let's check out what our hostess Noelle Alexandria is up to now.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
Alright, so we have Patrick here with us, a part of the street culture today. Alright, finish these lyrics for me. We don't talk about
Bruno.
Yes. Okay. All right. Good. No. All right. Next one. It's gonna get a little hard.
Okay.
That's all right. Okay. I'm a leaver.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
I'm a leaver. Door
I was
open.
gonna say Boots by the Door. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us for Street Culture. We really appreciate
Thank you,
your
Lord.
time.
Have a great day.
All right. Thanks.
Take care.
Okay. All right. We have this young lady here, Tiffany here, representing street culture today. So, you have to finish these lyrics. Are you ready? No. All right, here we go. We don't talk about Bruno. Hey, good. She got that one. All right, it's going to get a little harder, okay? Okay. All right, here we go. I'm a leader. I'm a leader. Okay, I'm a leader door open. Oh, okay. Now, okay, Miss Bruno Mars. Okay. All right, let's see. I think we can get this one. You're as smooth. Oh my God. Okay, Tiffany, it's all right. We're going to get you cultured out. It's Tennessee Whiskey. Have you heard this song?
No.
Oh, man. I had to sing this thing next.
I've got 4 kids. I feel like a lot of listening to is Coconut.
I don't know any of those songs. You know what? Matter of fact, I do know one. Let's see here. Daddy finger. Where are you? No. Sorry. Yes, very good. That was it. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Tiffany. We really appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all tune into the Phoenix International Heritage Festival this year. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. make me un poco loco, un poquitito loco. The way you keep me guessing, I'm nodding and I'm guessing. Now counting as a blessing, that I'm only un poco loco.
You make me, it is just un poco crazy, the sense that you're not making
The liberties you're taking leaves my guts so shaking. You're just un poco loco.
Today we are here with a talented musician named Mondo Vibes. He is known throughout the Valley and he has performed also in various places. So we're going to learn about him today and we're going to see exactly what brings color into his life.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. As Chiquea said, I go by Mondo Vibes online. So my name is Armando, right, or Armando. So that's actually where the name comes from. Okay. Because it actually has a few different meanings. Obviously my name, so Mondo is short for Armando. And then the word Mondo itself, kind of like the actual definition is something that's very striking. So like if you might say, that's Mondo cool, or that's Mondo, you know. So like Mondo Vibes means, because I'm a musician, right? Yes. So Mondo, my name, Vibes. But the music I create, I think is Mondo, because it's striking.
I'm going to say Mondo now. I'm saying it all the time.
Yeah, you don't hear it as much anymore. But yeah, a lot of people do think Mando, because obviously now there's like the Mandalorian, they say Mando. But no, it's Mondo because of my name. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now tell me a little bit about your cultural background.
Yeah,
Because
so
with a name like Mondo, it
Yeah.
definitely has a story.
Mondo, yeah.
Yes.
So Armando. So I'm Hispanic, so Mexican. So my grandparents were from Mexico. They're from Guadalajara, Mexico. Although my parents and I were born in California. So yeah, so I'm from LA, from East LA. So you know, Laker Town and all that area. So
In my head, I'm singing LA
yeah,
songs.
LA, exactly. Yep.
I went to the Super Bowl and they had
okay.
all the LA artists there.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like Snoop.
Yep,
and
yep. So that's where I'm originally from, but
Okay.
we moved here to Arizona when I was 5. So I still consider myself a native, even though I wasn't born here. But yeah, so I've been in Arizona for now. I guess I'm 36 now, so quite a long time.
Yes.
Been in the music
Young
scene.
man.
Yep, very young. Yes. So been in the music area for almost as long. So yeah, I'm more in kind of the west side in the Glendale area.
Okay.
But I perform mostly in kind of the central Phoenix area, Tempe, Scottsdale, so I'm kind of all over the place.
Okay. I have
Yeah.
family kind of in that area in Avondale, so I'm a little familiar. Not
Gotcha.
much, but a little bit.
Yeah,
So.
so kind of always been the west side.
Okay.
West side in California, and then west side in Arizona. Yeah, the west side.
If there was anything about your culture that people don't know, if there's something unique about your culture, what would that be?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say specifically my culture, I mean the Hispanic culture, which I think is really cool. It's actually been I would say like even in the media and even in like some movies, you see like, there was Coco, and there was like Encanto, obviously recently. That was more like Colombia, obviously.
Yes.
That was more like a slightly different area from Mexico, but still kind of the Hispanic culture.
Yes.
I would say it's been good that all those things have come to light, and you see that more often. As far as something that people don't know, I would say for me that there's not a whole lot of difference I found between a lot of cultures. We're similar in a lot of ways. Hispanics are very hardworking, and we are very familial, obviously, as you can see by those things, movies and things like that. But yeah, I would say I don't see a lot of differences between. I know a lot of people from a lot of different type of cultures, Hispanic, non-Hispanic, and I tend to see more of the ways that we're the same than ways that we're different. So I'd say, yeah, Hispanics were very similar. I mean, we're all people. So
I have found that in my travels as well, and in the different projects that I've taken on, just to want to explore and to get to know different people. And I'm like, you know what? All these different communities, in their own way, deal with the same exact issues, and people love their family, and people want to do right by their family. People want to prosper and own their own businesses, and these are just common threads that you find throughout society. So
you're right.
I completely agree with you. There's so much. So if I was to ask you, Armando, what color you are today, what color would you choose?
Wow, great question. I would say I'm the color, just a bright, joyful color, because things are going, I mean, obviously the day is amazing, we have great background, the weather's amazing, but just in my life, what I'm doing, things are really amazing right now. With my music, things are really taking off. I've been pursuing getting my music out there and getting more performances, so I gave myself specific goals of like, reaching a certain amount of new places I wanted to perform at, and with my lesson students, I had goals with that, and my studio was really taking off. And
now, where is your studio?
so my studio is actually also in the West Valley, so in Glendale. So right now, at the moment, most of my students are online at the moment.
That's
but,
understandable.
I have some that are in person, slowly as things are changing. But in the West Valley, and so things are going amazing. So I'm a bright, joyful color. My family's great, and I have a wonderful girlfriend that's amazing and supports me. So so I'd say a bright, joyful color.
I can't wait to meet her at the live festival.
You will. Yep,
Marla,
Marla.
okay, Marla,
Mondo
That
and Marla.
That's so perfect.
Yeah, you'll meet her.
Now, if I was to say to you, or if you were to hear anyone describe you and they describe you as brown, how does that make you feel?
I would say it actually makes me feel pretty good because I do connect with that color, being that I am brown. You know, physically I'm brown, but then, you know, usually we kind of use the phrase, you know, black and brown, you know, kind of sometimes synonymous.
That's us.
Yeah, that's us. So I would say, yeah, it makes me feel good. You know, if it's, I don't feel like, for me, it's ever typically used in a negative sense. You know, if it was, I would have a different feeling. But usually it's used kind of empowering. So I would feel good about it. I would say, yes, I am brown, and I'm proud of that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I totally.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, if there was something about your culture that you wanted to change, what would that be?
So great. I love that. So for me personally, what I would love to change is something that I've gone through from being at a young age in the culture is kind of this assumption with language, being that obviously there's Spanish, which now that I'm an adult and I'm actually learning Spanish really well, I actually found, because of everything that I do with music, right, that's sound. Our language is also sound and words, spoken word. So I found a love of languages in that way. But growing up when I was younger, I didn't know Spanish because we just, in my family, even though my extended family, my grandparents only spoke Spanish. And then my parents, you know, the second generation spoke both languages. And then we knew, the third generation, right, we knew a little bit of Spanish, but we never really learned it a lot. So I struggled with not only learning language, you know, meeting people and kind of getting this vibe of, you know, you're not really part of the heritage unless you do this or you look this way or you don't know Spanish, so you kind of should feel less about yourself, or you're not, you know, almost like there's prerequisites to be in the culture, so to speak. So I could say, you know, some of those things are changing because time has changed as well, right? Which is great. And even within my own family, things have changed. It's not like it was all the time, you know, but just these things that you get here and there. So if there's one thing I would change, I would say that idea that you don't have to, even though we're proud of our culture, there's nothing in particular that you don't necessarily have to look a certain way to be in that culture. Be born from this place, speak this way. It's, you know, we have our own cultures, and that's what makes your culture, is where you're from and who you are.
Yes, that is so funny. I was just joking with someone last night about my daughter. It wasn't with language, it was with dance. And I said, I got her in a hip hop dance class. And I said, we're going to get our black card revoked if my baby, if my baby doesn't get
that card.
The rhythm in her hips. So we got her in a hip hop class, but it's
right
so
on.
similar to what you're saying, you know, just those different cultural nuances to where you're like, oh, if we can't do this one particular thing, how will we be viewed amongst, you know, the general collection of people?
Yeah,
So.
and it can be also like a positive thing too. I mean, I'm sure I've joked like that too, you know, like about different things like that, you know, your Mexican card or, you know, come on, man, you know, but yeah, that's awesome.
Now, if there was one thing that you would never change, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say along the lines of, like I was saying earlier, you know, being hardworking, you know, especially the people in my family, my dad, other people, always like super hardworking, very, very punctual. Also just the, like you see, like in movies, like in Canto, you see all of like the color and you see the food and you see the dancing, like those are things that I would never change. The music itself. I love playing Latin music and playing, you know, those instruments, playing, you know, the dancing. So yeah, those are things that I would never change about it. The food, the culture, the color, like all so vibrant.
Tienes el alma de provinciana, huele salida, los afecta.
Date más fresco, dulce tepache para la vicia junto al mariachi. En los parianes y alfarerías suenan con triste melancolía. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, tienes el alma más mexicana.
started officially really playing music when I was 10.
Okay.
So I started, my first instrument was saxophone. So that's always been my first love. I like to say saxophone was the center or the start of my musical universe.
Yes.
So I like to say that was the center. Then I started learning these other things. I have like this orbit, but saxophone has always been the center. And I was always just drawn to saxophone by the sound, the way that it looked. Like I just thought it was a very, I guess, sexy, cool look to the instrument. And I remember my earliest memory was actually on Sesame Street. If you remember on Sesame Street, they used to do like these. But they used to have these like montages where they would show like maybe in a factory and something was getting made. They have one that was a saxophone factory. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, it was in a saxophone factory and you could hear saxophone music. And I remember distinctly seeing that and thinking it was so cool. And thinking, man, I want to play that instrument. And around that time, 10 in schools is about when you start playing in bands. That's about 5th grade. So then that's when I first started, and then when I kept playing in band, and then jazz band, and then when I was like about 12, I started writing music. And then I thought, you know what, I really love writing music because I always loved anything creative. So before that, I used to draw, and I was into doing sculpting, like anything that was creative. I love writing. I still love writing.
Because music starts to unlock those corridors of the mind.
Yeah.
I played clarinet. I started around the 5th grade, and then later moved on into percussion. The percussion, I love my clarinet. It was my foundation, but something about the all the different vibraphones and it just took my heart. So
that's what I love about music. Like I mentioned with the language, is anything that has to do with like putting things together and being creative. Like I see cooking that way because you're taking different tastes and putting them together, or art, you're taking colors. So like that's where I started, and I started writing music. So then I did all my schooling here in Arizona, so in the Glendale area. So I went to high school.
Go Glendale.
Yep, Glendale. Woo! So then I went to high school, and I was in jazz bands and marching bands, and then I actually studied music over in Tucson. But I went south. I went south to Tucson to the U of A, and that's where I studied there. And I got my degree where I studied teaching and composition, and my actual degree is in jazz studies. And I played music there. I had to take lessons in another instrument. So then that's when you play saxophone, when you start progressing, when you play in jazz bands, you start what's called doubling, which means that you play the other woodwinds. Like you said, you start learning clarinet, because a lot of the parts in big bands, you'll see saxophonists play clarinet and flute. So that's when I started learning those instruments. And after I graduated college, I worked as a band director a little bit. So I've been in a lot of different areas. And then I left from there and I came back over here. That was about in 2015. And I've lived here ever since. Still performing. That's when I started teaching private music lessons. And then my music itself has progressed now to where I play solo gigs. I play like with trio occasionally, play out at different venues and farmers markets. And now it's grown from where I play 3 instruments to now I probably play about 10.
Wow, 10 instruments.
I'm always, I'll never stop learning instruments. I hope if I'm 80, I'm still learning something else, a new instrument.
became a principal.
Oh, right on.
Shout out to Paducah Tillman High School,
Right on.
PKY. And he just was such an inspiration, as well as my band director. I remember my band director left our senior year of high school, and my senior class, we were just devastated.
Yeah, because that's the thing, even about band, you get really close because you're in a group, and I like to say you kind of get this built-in social time because you're doing performances, and then especially like when I was in marching band there can be like 80. When you're in college, there's almost 240 people alive. But yeah, you have this built-in time because you're there and you see them week after week at the same time.
Like family.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and your director, like all my directors, I had great teachers. My first one was Miss Mahoney, Jill Mahoney. She's awesome. She actually, I want to say she's still teaching. Most of my teachers still teach in the area. Yeah, they were like second parents.
Mine was Mrs. Page. Yes, I do remember her. She looked like Reba McEntire.
Oh, yeah?
So, yes. And her voice sounded like Reba's too.
Wow. Yeah, they become like your second parents, or like your second family.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So speaking of family, if there's anything that you want out of life, musically, artistically, just in general, what would that be?
Yeah, great question again. I would say for me, I really love bringing people experiences. So I love I like to say being a guide for people. So I find that in my teaching, right? Being able to be a mentor to students, to help them grow. In the performing, right? So sharing my music. So like when I see people that are enjoying themselves or they want to dance and they want to, I love that because I feel like I'm helping them grow. I want people to know that they matter, that their experiences matter, and their voice matters, and their opinions matter. And I feel like I do that through my music, and that's what I want to do for people, and I know that's how people feel, so I like connecting with people. So for me, I like giving people experiences through my music that I create.
Absolutely. If you could attribute one color to love, or it could be more than one color, what would it be?
Wow, one color. I would say for me personally, I think of the color red a lot, because of hearts and all that. But for me personally, I have started to think of the color more almost like a purple, I would say, because even though my favorite color is green, I would say my second favorite color is purple, but also purple is the favorite color of my girlfriend Marla too. So we have a lot of things that are purple, and we also started seeing like whenever something is purple, it stands out to us. So I would say, even at one point her hair was purple. I love color. I love that. I always love, even just with people, I love seeing the color. So the purple comes to mind when I think of love.
Oh my goodness, what a great time I've had with you today.
Yeah, thank you.
And
me too.
From the bottom of my heart, I want you to know that you have made everyone here at the Phoenix International Heritage Festival feel absolutely like we matter. We are just falling deeper in love with you.
Thank you. Me too.
So just thank you so much. And it has been just such a blessing to be in your presence.
Thank you. Same for you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. This has been another episode of PIHFLIFE. Thank you so much, Mondo Vibes, for being here with us today. And yes, here at the Phoenix International Heritage Festival, you matter.
Today, our street culture crew is out and about in Arizona trying to see if people can finish these lines of famous songs. Let's check out what our hostess Noelle Alexandria is up to now.
Street culture.
All right, hello. I have what's her name here? Alexia here, and she wants to participate in street culture for King's International Heritage Festival. Let's go. So finish these lyrics. We don't talk about. Finish. Oh, what's the name of the song? We don't talk about. Oh, I don't. No. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's go. Can we restart? That's okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm a Lisa. I'm so sorry. I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna leave the door open. What's your favorite genre of music? I listen to rock. Okay, I have one. Can I get one? Yeah. Come on. How old are you? I'm 23. Uh-oh. All right. This might be a classic for you. Okay. All right. Turn my life into pieces. This is my last story. Mixed up in the culture. I'm like, thank you so much for participating. I'm sorry, I was terrible. Thank you. So much energy you made here.
I can't wait to learn how to play this djembe.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mel Bridges, and I'm a principal drummer with Kawambe Omawale African Drum and Dance Theater. We're really looking forward to this pandemic to be over so that we can start performing and having our classes again. Our classes are typically held at East Lake Park. That's at 16th Street, Jefferson in Phoenix. And classes are held every Saturday morning from 9 o'clock a.m. to about 10:30 a.m.
Hi, my name is Nolan, and today we're learning about the drums from Mel Bridges. And today we're going to be the Super Home Ranger Scouts.
Thank you very much, Nolan. I'm going to tell you about this particular drum. And this drum here is called a djembe. Now, the djembe was first played around 1300 BC, and it was played by the military. And the military were those folks that were responsible for keeping the village safe. Now, it's been said that when the djembe is playing, when you have a concert, a bunch of people together playing, this drum can be heard upward 50, 60, 70 miles away. That's how powerful this djembe is. Now, there's really only three sounds that you can get out of this drum. The first one is bass, the second one is tone, and the third one is slap. Period. That's it. Those are the only three sounds you're going to get out of this actual drum. Now, I can put those drums in a combination so you can hear what they sound like all together. So here's an example.
Now, I brought my drum today, and it's from Kenya, Africa. Where's your drum from?
Well, my particular drum, I don't know where this drum came from because I purchased it in the United States, but this style of drum originated in Guinea.
Where is Guinea located?
Well, Guinea's located on the continent of Africa. Now, in African rhythms, there's typically something called a break. And a break could be something that sounds like this. And when you hear something like that, it just typically means that the dancer's going to do something. It's communicating with the drummer. Typically it could mean you're going to start something, you're going to change something, or you're going to stop something. So that's the communication between the drummer and the dancer. Like, for example, you could have a rhythm. that break, you're going to start something, stop something, or lots of times change something. I pretty much identify with the black culture, whether it's directly from Africa as an African descendant or as an African American. Music plays a big part in the United States. And if it weren't for the black experience in the black music, we may not even actually have a musical industry in this country.
Because we bring in the beats, right? We keep that beat, that rhythm, that heartbeat going. Right. Absolutely. What are some of your favorite parts of black culture outside of the music, in addition to the music?
Well, I have to be honest with you, sports.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm particular to our soul food. I love good collard greens. And I've learned different places do it different ways. Like maybe the Caribbean might do. We have baked macaroni and cheese, but somebody else might do like macaroni pie or something like that. So yes.
Yeah, I identify with New Year's Eve. You know, in some cultures they make tamales on New Year's Eve. In my culture, we do black-eyed peas and fried chicken and cornbread and macaroni and cheese. And those black-eyed peas are for good luck.
Oh, you've made me hungry. It might be just about time to get out of here and go do lunch.
Right.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for being here with us today. And I am just loving your African drum and the drum beats. And thank you for showing us how you dream in color. Today, our street culture crew is out and about in Arizona trying to see if people can finish these lines of famous songs. Let's check out what our hostess Noelle Alexandria is up to now.
Street culture here with your name, please. Jules. All right. So, where y'all from? Let's start with that. Oh, okay. All Arizona. So, how old are you all, too?
I'm 14.
14. I'm 14. 15. Okay. All right. So, I think I got y'all. All right. We don't talk about. He's like, I would.
We don't talk about rude.
No. Okay. All right, that's good. It's gonna,
You're whacking.
It's gonna get a little harder, okay? Just a little bit. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your mama cry. I apologize if you get tired.
Okay. They might have all of these. Let me see. I'm gonna reach back because y'all young. Reach back. Okay. You're as smooth as
Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, okay, April.
As sweet as strawberry wine.
Y'all pass. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for participating in street culture for the Phoenix International Heritage Festival. And y'all enjoy y'all day. Thank you so much. All right. That was a good day. They knew what they were doing. I am excited.
Hi guys, I'm Kia J, and I'm here with Chef Jabril, also known aka Chef Bombay, and he's here cooking up some flavors that are going to be international and something different, you know, something for the taste buds to give us a little flavor. So tell us about your dish. What are you going to be cooking for us today?
So today we're going to be making Spanish paella, but we're going to throw a little twist on it, add some hot links in there, so we kind of create our own little concept.
A little mashup. We're doing a little cultural mashup here, and there's nothing wrong with it. We love food fusion. So let's get into it.
Let's get it.
All right. Oh, it's so beautiful.
All right, so we have a whole bunch of yummy ingredients. So I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do. We have, I have some
tomatoes over here, I see.
I have tomatoes, I have chorizo, I have scallions, I have peas.
Peppers.
We got mussels, we got clams, we got shrimp, we got wine. We're about to turn this thing up, and I hope everyone's excited because we are.
We like bumper gump up in this piece bar.
This is really good. We're getting ready to throw all these cultures all together and incorporate these beautiful flavors and kind of infuse them all. So you see how the stuff's kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan? That's fine. I want that to happen.
Now, can I get in on a little of this cooking action step?
Yes,
Can I throw something over in here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Let's give you
I'll take the small pan, and you take the big pan.
All right. Thank you. So we're just literally going to cook this until the chicken, cooks and incorporates.
Now I see that you have some saffron rice over here.
Yes.
I love that. The saffron is already infused with all that flavor.
The saffron is actually the secret to a good paella.
I agree. I totally agree. Now this is different. Sometimes I have my paella and I'll let it sit in the oven, so it helps save time for us moms. I absolutely love how you have these on the open flame because there is nothing like something cooked on top of the gas stove. So these cooktops are amazing.
All right, so now we have this beautiful buttery Chardonnay. We're just gonna look. I like alcohol, okay? Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little taste every now and again.
There's nothing wrong. The buttery. Oh my goodness.
Oh yes, that's it right there.
And we're just gonna let that Chardonnay cook off in there.
I am a major foodie.
That really sounds good.
Chef,
hey, how are
while
you?
the food is simmering, on the stove, we're just gonna have a few little questions right now. So I want to get to know you and know more about your story and find out more about who you are. So please give me a little bit of your background. Tell me a few of the people that you have worked with, as well as what has gotten you into cooking.
So I work with a range of people from all different backgrounds, and which really got me into cooking is I lost my mother and sister from cancer. I lost my mother from breast cancer, and I lost my sister from leukemia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No worries. And when I was younger, I always thought that I wanted to be a doctor, but that's way too much school, right? That's way too much school.
Yeah, but this is a form of being a doctor.
I figured I could cook food and heal people within the process.
Absolutely.
So I try to incorporate some techniques within my cooking. Like, I believe that our body is our temple, and whatever you put into your temple should be, good.
Absolutely.
So when my mother and sister was, diagnosed with cancer, when I was 13 years old, I was looking up all these different types of ways to heal them. Because I was curious and I just didn't know. I thought my parents were my parents were dying, so I just wanted to help them out. So I became a chef, and I started to utilize my skills in the fields of culinary arts to help other people out across the valley. That led me to meeting so many amazing individuals. I worked with an amazing actor, artist, Ali Tamanique.
Tell our viewers who is Ali Tamanique. Some people may know, some people might not.
So Ali Tamanique is a hip hop artist in the Valley. He does so much. He does music. He does animations. He's been on BET. We're actually on a show on Netflix called Rhythm and Flow. It has Chance the Rapper, Cardi B,
awesome.
T.I., a whole bunch of cool people on there. and I work with another nonprofit organization named Missouri Circle. Our focus is to, give back to the homeless communities out here in the Valley and really help them out.
Awesome. When we left off, we were discussing some of the people that you know here in the city, as well as different people that have influenced you in your cooking. So, do you have any particular chefs that have influenced your cooking style?
Yeah, so one of the chefs that I actually have that influenced my cooking is actually he was actually my former chef in college, but I always asked him for recommendation, and he's actually the executive chef at the White House. He was the executive chef at the White House under Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
His name is John Hill, and pretty much I learned a lot from him.
Absolutely. So you've cooked for some rap artists. You have cooked for people in the White House. I mean, is Obama next? Is Obama already on the list, or is Obama on the list and you need an assistant when you meet him? Because I do a little dabbling.
Yes. We gonna need everything.
Okay.
So I've been blessed to cook for a lot of cool people. So one of the recent persons that I've cooked for was the King's family.
Awesome. So you have cooked for Martin Luther King Jr.'s son. You've cooked for Cesar Chavez's
grandson.
Okay. You have been a chef for Ali Dominique.
Of course.
And you also have worked with someone who has been a part of the White House.
Of course.
That is absolutely amazing. I mean, kudos to you. You deserve a lot of credit for that, because that takes a lot of hard work and energy and perseverance. So thank you for being one of the people in our community that is willing to take the time, make the fusion, do the mashups, and do the research on what other people would want to have. You're not just trying to stay in one particular mold or mind frame. You're saying, hey, if you want some paella, I'm willing to cook that.
Yeah.
But hey, if you want some fried chicken and some sausage links, then I'm willing to throw that down on the skillet as well. And I think that's so beautiful. Like, thank you so much for that, Chef.
No worries.
So we do have some of our dream in color questions that I like to ask. And one of those questions is, what color are you today?
What color am I? Well, I'm feeling bright. I believe my aura is purple. Okay. When I close my eyes, I see purple. And I feel like...
What type of energy does that purple bring with it?
Ambition. Ambition, determination, and just success. I feel like the more you train your brain to optimize things around you, the better you'll be able to visualize your reality. And when you asked me what color am I instantly thought of purple, because I don't know, but I just know there's, I don't know.
But you're feeling
the
color purple.
I feel the color purple.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that movie as well. So So let's see, what's another one of our dream in color questions? If there was anything about your culture that you would want to change, what would that be?
Can we get along? People don't like getting along nowadays. It's like there's so much competitiveness. You try to talk about something and it's always like comparing.
Yes.
Why can't we work together?
Yes.
So that's something that I would definitely change within my culture, because, the Latino culture, they can pack a whole house full of people. Don't get me wrong, but you can pack a whole house full of people, and they have big, huge family gathering. They have big, huge family dinners. It's just amazing. But you pack a whole house of black people together, and it's like arguments. It's just like we can't work together. So
we're like, look, we done already been cramped together long enough.
Yeah.
We shall not have it anymore, okay?
Don't get me wrong, but we all need to learn to work together, learn to support each other, learn to grow within each other, and just learn to be a better version of yourself, and really try to impact the generations and generations to come with the same knowledge that has been kept around for centuries.
I agree. And I think that people like you and I that are able to come together, we're an example of that. Because we're working here today. We're having a gathering inside the tiny house. Yes, and we had so much fun doing this. So I definitely think that there are cultural pioneers out here that are being a part of the change.
Yes.
I feel as if our culture is definitely changing in that regard. So I definitely feel like, Chef, and not just a feeling, it's something that I know because I'm living it, you are living it, that we are coming together more and more. We are breaking that mold. There was a lot of institutionalized things that have been placed into our community, but it is time for us to conquer and grow beyond, reach beyond that.
I agree. I think it's time for us to mobilize and to start to work together to create this because we got to do it for not for our kids, not for our family, but our future generation, you know.
Absolutely. So yes, I do see us coming together. I see us mobilizing and just being a support system to each other. We were able to work so well with each other today. I have thoroughly enjoyed cooking with you in the kitchen, and I cannot wait to do it again.
Of course.
So what are some things about the culture that if you would not change it, you would never change it, not in a million years, what would that be?
Our culture.
It's like the culture in general, right?
Our culture. What I've been realizing is our culture does not need to be changed because it is used everywhere. You go to anyone's culture, and our culture is there. You know, so I see people getting lip injections and stuff like that, you know, just the natural features that we have. We don't need to do that because that's natural to us. And, you know, I see people all the time getting their cheekbones raised up, getting bigger lips, and that's something that's just natural to us. So I really believe that we don't really need to change anything about our culture because we are the culture.
Oh, that is so true. I was reading something even about, you know, our music, which we have so many different types of genres of music, but the most popular genre right now is hip hop. And it has been #1 since like 2018. Like, that is amazing for us to reign, you know.
We've been doing great as a society of people. Well, now it's just time to just elevate and really start to hone in our crafts and really believe in ourselves, because that's the lack that causes self-doubt, that causes the arguing, that causes all that. It's just because we just don't believe in each other. And I don't think it's not that we believe in each other, but we just don't believe in ourselves. So when we start to believe that we can do things, believe that we can conquer, believe that we can mobilize, believe, it's all like Martin Luther King. He had a dream, and his dream was to believe, you know.
And you know, before Martin had a dream, Prather had a prayer.
Okay.
So the men and women, you know, got it going on.
So it's just, we don't really need to change anything about our culture because we, like I said, we're the culture.
Absolutely.
And everyone wants to learn more about our culture. It's crazy, you know. They all want to learn more about our culture. You know, they want to be just like us.
And we should keep learning more and more about our culture. There are so many different things that I discover on a daily basis, and I love the concept of Sankofa and being able to go and reach back and bring people together. So we should definitely continue to do that.
Of course.
Chef, what do you want out of life?
Peace, love, happiness. I want everyone to get along. I want everyone to come together and I want everyone to become the greatest version of themselves. I think that is the most important thing right now. That's the most important thing for us.
Chef Jabril, what color is love? See, I didn't even get to talk to you about love today behind the scenes. I'm gonna save that for next time. What color is love? Yes.
I think a lot of people portray the color of love to be pink, but I think it's yellow. I think yellow is very bright. Yellow brings positivity to the world and to people. So I think the color of love is definitely yellow.
Thank you so much, Chef Jabril, for being with us today. It has been such a pleasure to be in the kitchen with you, and I definitely look forward to having you here at the Phoenix International Heritage Festival again.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Paella is a classic Spanish rice dish made with rice, saffron, vegetables, chicken, and seafood cooked and served in one pan. Although paella originates from Valencia, it's recognized as the national food of Spain, and there are several different varieties. The most common types of paella are chicken paella, seafood paella, or mixed paella, a combination of seafood, meats, rice, and vegetables. Now, how we made this paella is we sauteed all the ingredients in the pan. So the traditional way is you want one of those big paella skillets, but we used our black cast iron skillets, and that was just fine. So you want to add your oil to a skillet over medium heat. Add onions, bell peppers, and garlic, and saute until the onions are translucent. Add chopped tomatoes, a bay leaf if you like. We didn't use one today, but you can add a bay leaf. That's a great suggestion. Paprika, saffron, salt, and pepper. And then you want to stir all of this and cook it for about 5 minutes. After that, you add in your wine, add your chicken and your rice, a little parsley for that flavor, and cook all of that for about 1 minute. At this time, you add your broth. You want to pour it slowly all around the pan and just let it drizzle over your ingredients. You do not want to over stir your mixture. If you do this, your rice may become mushy. So you bring all this to a boil, let it sit, and then you start adding in your seafood ingredients. You top that off with a little bit of lemon, splash on there any other type of green ingredients that you would like, and voila, like that, you're done. A beautiful Spanish paella. Today, our street culture crew is out and about in Arizona trying to see if people can finish these lines of famous songs. Let's check out what our hostess Noelle Alexandria is up to now.
Take 5.
Welcome back to Street Culture. I'm here with
Brooks.
Brooks. All right, Brooks, where are you from?
San Diego, California.
All right, San Diego, California.
Yeah.
All right, so this portion of Street Culture, I'm going to sing some lyrics and you're going to finish up for us, okay? Ooh. All right, it's not going to be too hard at first. Here we go. We don't talk about...
Yeah.
We don't, what? Sing it again one time?
We don't talk about...
No.
Ah, okay.
No.
We don't talk about Bruno. Okay. All right, cool.
Bruno Mars?
Go back a little bit.
What was that?
I got you.
Yeah,
All right, Brooks.
okay.
Here we go.
I'm clueless.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Woo, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times.
Hey.
Sorry, Jackson. Woo. Okay, yeah. All right.
Okay, all right, one more.
5 made 3 stacks. Yeah.
One more.
All right.
Take it back for you a little bit, okay? How old are you?
I'm 37.
Oh, you know, listen. Okay, here we go. Maybe
No,
not.
don't put me on the spot, man. I don't know.
Nah, maybe not. You from California. You're as smooth.
Catch it 2 one more time.
You're as smooth.
No.
As Tennessee.
No.
You're as sweet.
As Hennessy wine, strawberry wine.
He said Hennessy.
I'm not supposed to say Hennessy, strawberry wine. Is that that's a Jonas Brothers song, right? No, I don't know what that is. Okay,
I don't
know.
Okay, thank you, Brooks, for participating for the Phoenix
You're
International
welcome.
Heritage Festival.
Imagine if they just stuffed it up our mouth like. Hi, I'm Jake Johnson, and we are the Super Home Ranger Scouts. And I invited a few of my friends over to do mystery meals.
What are you guys' names?
My name is Kingston Pierre. My name is Hallie Wilson.
I'm Nolan Pace Johnson.
And I'm Jay Johnson.
My name is Bailey Ray Baird.
My name is Miles Allen Bird.
I'm Georgia.
She's Georgia.
Georgia and Mila?
Yeah.
Lila.
Did you get the other?
I don't really know what this is. It smells like sushi. I'm scared. Oh my gosh, what is this?
Okay, it's in the middle. Don't look. It's in the middle.
Oh.
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 There you go.
Oh.
It's like rice almost.
It's.
Hold on, something
Take a
fell off.
take a bite. Just take a bite.
I think I know what it is. Is this a cracker?
Pepper, maybe. I'm not. If it, I feel like it's smoked, but like is that like any flavor?
Yes. It's, why am I so bad at names?
Oh my god, it has a bone in it.
Tell me.
Oh, okay. It's fun.
chicken. It starts with an M, but I forgot. Oh, hummus.
Yeah. Now, where is hummus? What kind of influence does hummus have? Do you guys know where hummus comes from?
No.
It has like a much so of a Mediterranean type.
It smells like an egg
bread.
roll. It smells like, yeah, sort of.
Feels like a taco.
Okay.
It actually smells like a bread. I don't know. Can I eat it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm scared.
Oh wow, that was a big bite. It tastes like spicy sushi.
Is it spicy?
It's spicy sushi.
Is it good? Tell me what it tastes like. Tell me what you think about sushi.
That was good.
Spicy. You put wasabi on this?
I know what it is.
It's rice.
What is it?
Red beans.
Rice.
Red beans and rice? What kind of influence does that come from?
Jamaica.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Is this like a tortilla chip? I know what it is.
What is it?
And tortilla chip and salsa.
Good job. Yes. Where do you think that this comes from? What kind of influence does this come from?
Korean.
Or
China. Asia.
yeah, it's Asian. Asian. Yeah. Where do you think it comes from? What kind of influence, cultural influence, does this make you think of?
Pan or something? Mexico?
Not really Mexican. That's a guess for you. That's a guess, but your sister would be right. It has an Asian influence. You guys want to take a peek and look at it?
I already know what it is. Like this. Why I put it there? This. This is pizza.
Okay, that's the reaction I was looking for. Okay, where does pizza come from? Where kind of influence does pizza come from?
America?
Yep, Americans we love our pizza. Where else? Tomato sauce, breadsticks, spaghetti.
Mexico?
Nope, not Mexico.
California?
Those are good answers.
Think more global.
Global?
Yeah, not just United States. It has the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It has Greek gods and goddesses, sort of.
Leonardo da Vinci.
It's shaped like a boot.
Italy, guys. Italy. Like an Italian influence. Yeah. Okay, good job, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to go to the next thing. You guys were messier than the little kids. Come on, let's go back out and you guys can keep your pizza. I had something different for you guys, but you kept peeking, so. Okay, guys, that's good. Let's go on to the next set of friends.
They gave me wasabi.
Hi, my name is June Davis, and I am the host of Perspectives, and we are with the Phoenix International Heritage Festival. Here with us today, we have
Luis Valladares,
and we are going to discuss where she grew up, how she grew up, and things she liked about growing up.
Well, I grew up in Central America, Managua, Nicaragua. Brought to U.S. 1961 to San Francisco, California, where I did all my study there. And ended up retiring here in Arizona.
And here we have, I'm Donna Rogers, and I am originally born and bred in suburban Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But I worked in television for many years, so I've lived all over the place. And I wound up retiring here because I have a few relatives here. Okay, my first question is, what color are you today? Today I am yellow. Why? Because I feel like a daffodil.
As for me, I feel red. I always give lots of love.
Okay.
You know, that's just something that comes out as spontaneity.
Okay. Miss Donna? Off the top of my head, I'd say green. Blossoming, growing. My next question, ladies, is how does it make you feel when others refer to you as your ethnicity? Let's say, well, I think some people think I'm Hispanic. I think you're Hispanic. How do you feel about that? When some people refer you, not negatively, but positively, how do you feel about that?
Well, as for me, I get confused a lot by when the people ask me if I'm from Dominican Republic. Mm-hmm. Which is not a big deal, we're all Latinos. Mm-hmm. And I just feel proud, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, some people ask me if I'm Mexican. Uh-huh. You know, some Mexicans don't like to be called Hispanics. they're Latinos. As for me, it doesn't make any difference. We're all Latinos or
So,
Hispanic.
what is the difference between a Latino and a Mexican?
Okay, pretty much, as far as I know, growing up in San Francisco, Mexicans seems to have more pride where they come from, you know, and that's good, you know. As for me, it doesn't really matter, you know. Latino, Hispanics is just, I believe that we're all the same.
But those delineations are a product of society, that is to say.
Right.
When I was growing up, Latino in the Midwest, instead of saying Latino, they say Hispanic.
Right.
And then when you go to the West Coast area, it's Latino. But whether it's Mexican or whether it's Central American,
Or South, yeah.
South American, those are delineations that define your ethnicity.
We got you.
But you know, we see that on the applications when we fill out, you know, they put that one there, you know, Hispanics or Latino or other.
Or are you
Well, it was
Hispanic
only
or
in
Latino?
the 70s or 80s. No, it was in the 80s that there used to only be black, white, and Hispanic. And it's only been broadened since the 80s to include different ethnic groups. So, you know, it's
society in general. You know, that's what it is. It boils down to
When I was a little girl, coming up in Western Kentucky, they called us coloreds. When I was little, and back in the 60s, you know. And then in the 70s, it changed between like maybe 67, 68 or so. It changed to blacks. And then it changed to, I guess in the 90s, African American, I think. But I'm like Smokey Robinson. I'm just black, period. You know, I don't have no...
What is the difference?
The delineation that society does for the numbers game that they play, like Hispanic versus Latino, and it's a regional thing. And part of it is because you have folks who, once you moved from Negro and colored, then you moved into, some folks went straight to African American because of the diaspora. So then you have black folks in Brazil who, I remember as a reporter when I met people when the Mario Lito, when they had a bunch of people from Cuba and they released them out of the prisons and they let them go. And a lot of them wound up in Miami, but then they shipped them, a lot of them, believe it or not, to what was then Camp McCoy in Wisconsin. And they set me up and it was like, these were people who were my complexion or darker, and they didn't speak any English. They only spoke Spanish, and the photographers who were all white that I was with were like, they didn't understand it. You know what I'm trying to say? So a whole business of whether you're black or African American, part of it is because of the diaspora, that, you know, you can be black Cubanos versus black folks from various parts of Africa versus folks from parts of South America.
Right.
You know,
because we do have that in Nicaragua, in the Atlantic, you know, coast. You know, we do have blue fields.
Well, she answered my next question, and that was tell me something about your culture. Most people don't know. And you were talking about the diaspora of different. The diaspora meaning that black, that black folks, in part because of the slave trade, we're all over the United States. Not just the United States, all over the world. Okay. In different places in the Americas that they weren't before. There were no native, originally, any native
Africans in South America or North America for that matter. It was when folks were brought over on slave ships that, you know, because when you came over, you weren't brought immediately to this country. Very often the slaves were seasoned, what they call seasoning the slaves, meaning learning how to speak some English, learning how to operate as slaves. They brought them to Central and South America, and
some people don't realize that that's a reality. They just think they think our history is like a book, you know, our movie, and that's not true. That's not reality. Some people don't know much about our lineage.
And it's true, you know, excuse me, it's true because people don't realize or get surprised when some of them that I tell them, we do have colored people, black people in Nicaragua. We do have it, you know, and they do speak Mosquito, which is the English is very different, but they do speak. But we do have that race there, you know, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. And we have it not just in Nicaragua. We have it all South America, in you know, like
I remember
in Europe.
I said when the black Cubanos came, it was like, it looked like my cousin, and then he opens his mouth and he doesn't speak anything but Spanish. Like, whoa!
But when they see someone, like a lot of Americans go to Nicaragua, and they see a black person, they get shocked. You know, I said, huh? Where did he come from? And they start talking to them in English, and they don't speak English, some of them. You know?
That's exactly the point.
You know? But they're all over. And some of them get offended when they say, oh, you must be African American.
Well, that's part of the ignorance of Americans in general. You know, there's a very Eurocentric people in this country tend to have what I call the Copernicus theory. You know, like Copernicus, you know, that's just a personal dynamic that I use because the whole notion of Americans, European Americans, tend to think they are the center of the universe and everything revolves around them, rather than it being like Copernicus theory with the sun. You think the earth is the center of the universe and the sun travels around it, but it's actually the other way around, because I'm listening to you guys talking. Really what it comes down to is that in what makes things difficult in this country, which feeds into the whole political thing about a lot of the concerns that white folks tend to have, is that, oh my God, in 2040, this is going to be a majority, there won't be a white majority anymore, you know, because they like to see themselves as being on top, which creates confusion for some of them. And it's not that all white folks think that way, but enough of them so that they get all scared and stuff.
That's true, and they change the dynamics of what's going on in the United States today. Because not right now, with Ukraine being and doing the things that they're doing, we're getting another view of Russians and you know, Ukrainians and people from the Mediterranean and all that. We're getting a different view of people all over the world. So,
but it still all comes down to the fact that
you
had black folks in the Ukraine who were going to medical school and stuff,
true.
Who they were getting pushed off the buses. They weren't being let go out of the
That's
country.
true.
I mean,
that is a dynamic that we feel for our culture. Our culture has always been like crabs in the barrel and pulled down, because we pull each other down, other people pull us down, and it's like you can't. you just can't get away from it. It's like
I think we should all become united.
That's true, because it's the United States of America, but we're not treating ourselves, especially as women,
among ourselves.
We rarely get together like this and understand what culture is all about. Hey, Luvi, is there one thing in your culture that you would never change?
Oh, definitely. We have the traditional folklore dance that we have. The festivities for Christmas, which they don't have it here in the U.S. They don't. Ours is completely different. We go to people's houses and sing, about Jesus. The traditional folklore dance that we have is around August that we have, Saint Domingo, it's a big thing about it, they do the overnight with the boat, that they bring the saint from another town and everybody just dress up with the folklore costumes, and dance around, and that's something that I will never change. That's big time. And the food that we have too as well. We'll pretty much eat the same as all the Latinos, Hispanics, but it's just the way that we make it is completely different. And they might have the same, but we call it one thing. And let's say people from San Salvador call it differently, but it's the same food.
Oh, okay.
We do have that, Guatemala as well. Here we have, for example, Mexico. They have tamales. We call it naca tamales because it's completely different. It's a big meal, in one sitting.
Right.
See, those are the things that I will never change.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, yeah, that's really something that's why sometimes at home I play my music, and I'm watching the YouTube, and it kind of takes me back to my early years,
Like me,
because we don't have it here.
Being there dancing and shaking my head. Having fun in my little cubicle. So, is there one thing in your culture that you would change?
Can't think of anything right now. I really can't think of anything that I would change. Because that's what makes us unique and different. Our own things that we have, our own traditions, I will never change anything from there. I wish I can go back, but I can't. It's not easy.
Okay, ladies, I'm gonna ask the question, what do you want out of life?
Wow.
Like, I want peace, love, joy, happiness, and I want an uncomplicated lifestyle in this community. I want it to be where I come and go from point A to point B without having to deal with something that's, in my opinion, is simple, and another person's opinion, it's really blown up. I just want peace. That's what I want out of life. I want peace.
What I want is health. Health, because without health you cannot move. You cannot do anything. Health and peace. Peace, just like you, in a place where I'm living right now, without having negativity, around me. I feel like negativity brings you down. I need people around me that are positive, who's going to lift me up, not pull me down. That's my number one for me. Health and be peaceful, living my peaceful life where I'm at right now. And being loved by my daughters, my grandkids, That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I want.
That's wonderful. What is the color of love?
Well, I believe it is not the skin color, but it's the inside of the person, how they act toward you, what is in their heart, you know. It is something that, to me, that's what it is.
Okay. I think that the color of love is, like I said, it's an abstract. So I think that it's all different colors, just like a rainbow is red and yellow and green and orange and red, and blue. And it symbolizes love because it's all together. So we're brown and yellow and black and all different colors, all different shades, but we can love each other, not for the color of our skin, but for the
what is
the heart. What is in your heart? Yeah. What is in your mind? What do you think of it? Well, ladies, thank you for being here today. Phoenix International Heritage Festival virtual is such a nice social activity. And so I thank you that you're here, and I thank you that you shared your lives with us and your information.
Thank you.
Welcome to Hackberry, Route 66, Arizona, about 20 miles northeast of Kingman. I came from Chicago, relocated to the Southwest, where we don't have to shovel the sunshine. I am the owner of the Hackberry General Store, built in 1934. Mechanics lived and worked here. I learned that people genuinely just have a sincere love of the way it looks, the way it feels, and they go back to 1950. This is a piece of Americana, a piece of our history. A neighbor of mine, Richard, he enjoys playing here for the atmosphere. He'll play to the wind when no one's here, and that's fine with him. John and Carrie, previous owners to me, brought their lifetime collection here from the 50s. Before John and Carrie, a wonderful artist named Bob Waldmeyer bought the store. He did artwork on the wall. He really cherished the desert landscape and the natural beauty of it. I consider it a museum for past visitors who have left their patch or their money with a note on the wall. We have expired license plates from every state in the country. We have gas pumps, oil pumps, original signs from Coca-Cola, Mobil Oil. It's rusty and it's falling apart, but that's a piece in time and it hasn't changed. In the 30s and 40s, Hackberry had a population of about 450 people. It was a mining town. Ranchers would drive their cattle here and get on the railroad cars. The animals would be taken to Chicago and LA. Being a mining town, it was very rambunctious. It was a bustling community for probably 20, 30 years. Wow. That's the most common word. Run out the door. Oh, you have to see this. You got to come in here. This place was really enchanting because folks coming here would often say, I planned my whole trip to the United States to stop in your store. That's stunning. It's like what I would do in France. I would go to see the Eiffel Tower or the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. Landmark. That's what it has written all over it, is landmark. Many people do tours of the national parks. Riders from all over the world flock here on motorcycles. I think when people ride Route 66, because the West is so vast and there's so much to see, they've owned a piece of the Western U.S. I did 66 and I saw that the distance and the open country is what people really dig. I would say that most folks who live and work on 66, they're a piece of Americana.
Seligman, Arizona, the little town where Route 66 got its historic rebirth. There's so much to talk about.
My dad was born and raised on the original alignment of Route 66. As you can see, it parallels the railroad. In 1933, they moved it over 1 block.
I choose to be 36, and no one can tell me any different. The American highway of yesterday. 250,000 people migrated to California from the Midwestern states. So we saw so many travelers, so many people. I have cut their hair 4 generations.
This is the Delgadillo Snowcap, where my Uncle Juan opened in 1953. He just had fun, and people from all over the world would come. My Uncle Joe owned the gas station next door, so 3 brothers right next to each other on Route 66. This is Angel and Vilma's gift shop. People leave a little and they take a little. We don't remove anything.
The United States finished building the superhighways I-40 in 1978. There was 9,000 automobiles using Route 66 every 24 hours. They opened up the freeway. The traveling public were so happy they got the fast highway. The town died, and we were forgotten by the world. And what did they see on I-40? Nothing. It took them from point A to point B. It'll put you to sleep. They begin to miss America of yesterday.
In order to see America, you got to travel the back roads. That is the heartland of who we are.
I began to talk to anyone that would listen about my simple idea, make Route 66 historic from Seligman to Kingman. Nothing happened. I was frustrated. I got all the phone numbers I could. We formed the association. We didn't give up. We got their attention and we won. It's we, the people, that have the power. After we gave Route 66 this historic rebirth, people have flocked in here from all over the world by the thousands.
When people come here from other countries, they tell us, Route 66 is what I imagined America would be.
We have the longest remaining uninterrupted stretch, 159 miles of Route 66. Seligman still looks today like it did back then.
The old buildings, the old cars, they get to talk to mom and pop. What my mom and dad have done to preserve American history, I can never imagine closing that door. People want to shake his hand, people want a haircut, people want to shave. They're here to see him.
It is so sad to be forgotten. It is so beautiful to be remembered.
Today, our street culture crew is out and about in Arizona trying to see if people can finish these lines of famous songs. Let's check out what our hostess Noelle Alexandria is up to now.
All right. I'm here with. Hello, Bookie. Where are you from? Nigeria. Nigeria. Okay. So how long have you been here?
About like
11 years now. In Arizona.
No, Arizona, 4 months, 5 months.
Okay, where else have you been?
Pittsburgh, Nigeria.
Okay, all right. So, let's see if you can finish these lyrics. Come a little closer so you can hear. We don't talk about... Yes, that one. Yes. Okay, all right, Cookie, let me see here. It's going to get a little harder. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Hey, we can work with 24. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Something I'm for real. Oh God.
Yeah, keep going, keep going.
I never meant to make you cry. Oh, I don't know. Nothing past 2006.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Okay. Past it was my last one. Okay. That's the 90s. Okay.
Oh yeah. You can try that.
I got one for you.
Okay.
All right. Hey, it's a party in the
USA.
Yes!
Ooh, I was like, what is
you
this?
did so good. Thank you so much for participating
Absolutely,
with Street Culture for the Phoenix International Heritage Festival. And this will conclude our show for today.
Race and culture are two different concepts that are very closely related. Race was created by Friedrich Johann Blumenbach, in my humble opinion, to divide the races. However, culture is a reason why we can all sit back and enjoy each other. Culture is why you might have someone African enjoying Asian culture, someone Asian enjoying European culture, and someone Hispanic enjoying Native American culture. I hope our programming today encourages you to step outside your box, ask others about their lives, and be interested and comfortable in knowing about other people that are different from you. Thank you so much for joining us today for this programming, and we do look forward to seeing you at our live event. Always remember to dream in color.